Hey, this is Andrew with BMW Motorcycles of Greensboro, and we are here at the beautiful Red Oak Lagerhaus and Biergarten in Whitsett, North Carolina, and today we are celebrating 100 years of BMW motorcycles. So this is a special event that we really wanted to put on to just kind of celebrate a little bit of BMW heritage and come out here and enjoy some tasty Bavarian-style beer and some good food, and of course BMW motorcycles, and celebrating the brand that we know and love so well. So we today have a really special display. I have asked a number of folks who own classic and vintage BMW motorcycles from the 1960s all the way up through today to bring their bikes and have them on display. I really wanted to show some of the progression of BMW motorcycles from various eras, and to not only showcase the how far we've come in terms of technology and performance and design, but also the fact that all these motorcycles were actually ridden up here to this event today. There are so many people that are still taking care of and riding BMW motorcycles that are 40 or 50 years old, and so that is definitely something that we wanted to celebrate. I don't think any other motorcycle brand out there has such a robust heritage and such a wide fan base of people who are enjoying decades and decades and decades of their products. So we're going to take a little bit of a look around and talk to some of the owners of these cool vintage and classic motorcycles, and just hear a little bit of their stories and why they decided to come today. So enjoy.
So I'm here with William, and he's got a really cool bike and a really cool story.
It's a 1985 K100 RS. I bought it March 1st of 1985. It's really been a good bike. I've really enjoyed it. I have other BMWs, but this is probably one of my favorite and most reliable bikes. I've even entered it into the BMW MOA Vintage display at the 2023 BMW Rally, MOA Rally this year in Virginia. And the first day I go in, and all the bikes are airheads, and they're beautiful. Even a 1924 looks brand new. So I was kind of nervous taking a K bike in there, but took it in, got it set up. The vintage group people couldn't have been more gracious, and it was really a good experience. And when it came to judging, I was judging the bike on Saturday, and two guys were judging it, and he said, I'm going to have to take off points because it's not perfectly clean. Well, I'd ridden the motorcycle up there. I ride the motorcycle everywhere. It's never been trailered when it was in running order. And so I said, I rode the bike up here and rode in the rain. He says, it doesn't matter. So, but anyway, scoring 99.5 out of 100, I was very pleased with it.
Yes.
I do all the work on it myself. They're a joy to work on. And the great thing, the parts are available.
Yeah.
So it really makes it really enjoyable to have a bike like this.
It's a beautiful bike, though, for an 85. Like, it's just so clean and crisp.
Well, I do try to take care of it, and it's all original paint. Pretty much everything on it's original. And I've had to buy a few things to it, but the good thing, you can get the parts. But it's got about 60,000 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
So, and I do ride it as much as I can, but I don't ride like I used to. But it's great on the highway and back roads. My wife likes riding on it. For the vintage display, I put the original seat and shock, went back to stock, and it really looks like the photographs. In one of the Cycle magazines said the most celebrated and awarded bike in Japanese history is not Japanese. It was this bike, the K100 RS. And it was developed because BMW needed a new motorcycle. And this, of course, is a 4 inline laying on its side. And it's very smooth, and then they did the K75. And that kind of opened up the world for BMW to have another model. You know, to have. And of course, it's gone on to the 1300 Ks and ones like that. So I really take care of it. A friend of mine years ago, the first 10 years, it was outdoors.
Oh, wow.
And I would cover it with a sheet and then with a bike cover. And a friend of mine said, the next guy who gets that bike will really appreciate that. And I need to tell him if I see him next time, there will be no next guy.
And so you are the first and original owner of this motorcycle?
Yes.
Since 1985?
Since 1985, yes.
Wow.
And since the warranty ran out, I've done pretty much all the work on it, but there hasn't been much to do. The engine and transmission and things like that are pretty bulletproof, so they're very reliable. Thank you for asking about the bike. They're really a great addition to the BMW line.
Yes, thank you. And thanks for showing up here for this beautiful event celebrating 100 years of BMW Motorrad by Motorcycles of Greensboro.
Yes, they've been very gracious to do this. It's been a great event.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I ran into my friend Alderson. How are you, sir?
Pretty good.
And you have two very beautiful and very unique motorcycles behind you, right?
Thank you, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the bikes?
Let's start with this one here.
Okay.
This is an 85 R80. I started because I wanted to make like a cafe racer out of it. So I purchased this from a person who already started to try to make it a cafe racer. It was a different color. And so, it took me like a year just to make some changes into the bike. Then after I did that, I started joining like motorcycle shows and, meeting more people, getting more, more ideas about what to do. And at the beginning, this bike was a black bike. And, recently I made some changes, changed the tank and the seat.
And look at the wheels on that bike, man.
Yeah, it's a cast wheels.
Look at those wheels.
That was a thing in the 80s. They changed from spoke wheels into a cast wheels.
Yes, and they look beautiful, man.
And they started on 1981.
Okay.
For the Paris-Dakar. They made it into, just like a single swing arm. So they were able to remove the tire easier.
Oh.
When they were racing between Paris and Dakar in Africa. And then that bike, I started with an idea for this bike because I wanted to get spoke wheels on this bike so it will look older, right? So we got the spoke wheels from my earlier years, but then I realized it wouldn't fit. So then I started putting pieces together. I got another engine, I got another frame. Whenever I noticed I actually had, mostly like a bike, so I said, I'm gonna build another bike instead of just changing this. So I started building this bike. This also took me probably 5 years.
And this is R90.
An R90/6.
Slick.
It still, came with the kickstart.
Oh.
Something like a very vintage. This have this kickstart, and you have the, the electrical start. So they have both options.
And can you go and show the kickstart again? It's very different, right?
Oh, the kickstart,
German, the German Kickstarters are different from your Japanese one.
Yeah, just go this direction, to kickstart the bike.
Yeah, rather than going up and down.
You can see here, the cafe racer is, rather aggressive, riding position. On this bike, I wanted something more comfortable, just to chill out. And so I came up with this, with this idea. The frame is from '74, but the swing arm is still from 1985.
Okay.
BMW, and also the front is from 1985. So it's kind of like a Frankenstein here.
Well, okay.
Then another thing that I did for this is 2-in-1 exhaust.
Yeah.
So this is a MotoGP exhaust.
Yeah, the high exhaust.
Yeah. So I wanted to look more like a scrambler type of motorcycle, and because there's like the cherry on top, it was the tank. This is what is known like the toaster tank from a R75/5, which is earlier years, probably 72, 73. I don't know exactly. And I wanted to make it only in one body. So, we extended the tank into just what we call the monocoque.
Yeah.
And a little seat to it, and to be able to see, how big the engine is. Sometimes when you work on these motorcycles, you put so much stuff in it that you don't get to see the engine. And the engine is the thing that I like the most about this motorcycle. So I wanted to do something very minimalistic, something small, so you can see how big the engine is. So you can see the bike. The wheels are coming from a GS 1200. It's very modern. tubeless, spoke wheels. Same thing for the hubs. They're from a modern, newer BMW. So everything we carry here is, mostly BMW. It's just different years, just to make this possible.
Can you sit on the yellow bike and show the viewers how aggressive that riding position is?
Sure.
Oh wow! So you're riding pretty much in a MotoGP stance.
Right.
Nice. Yeah. It looks cool, man.
You can do easily an hour, riding. That's totally fine. But more than an hour is definitely, definitely a stretch.
It's just a stretch.
Which is pretty much what you do in a sports bike. Sports bike is not designed for that, those long rides. But it's fun. Most importantly, you just get to, be part of a community and just sharing. So,
well, thank you so much for letting me do this, and thank you so much for showing up here to celebrate 100 years of BMW motorcycles for Motorcycles of Greensboro. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right, so we are here with one of our vendor partners. This is Jan from not Wunderlich, but Wunderlich, America, located in Hendersonville, North Carolina. They are a supplier of premium accessories for BMW motorcycles. And Jan, can you tell us just a little bit about your company and what you guys do?
Yes, first of all, thank you very much for the BMW dealer in Greensboro to invite us to this beautiful event at Red Oak Brewery. We are importing from Germany high-end accessories for your BMW to complete your BMW. Accessories for ergonomics like seats, like handlebar risers, but also when you go off-road for protection, your engine bars and your lifting handle and all the accessory you need to make it your bike, to protect your bike and to make it always working like you want it and fit for you. This is the stuff we have, and we love that we have the part and can offer it. So if you need some parts, go to BMW Greensboro or check our website wunderlichamerica.com, and we sort you out to personalize your BMW for your needs.
So thank you very much, Jan. And Wunderlich America also operates a company called Boxer2Valve.com. So for all of our friends out there who ride classic or vintage BMWs, there are a lot of parts that you can no longer get from BMW because they just are not made. And so they are a supplier of some very high quality European manufactured replacement parts for your old BMWs. So for all your old Airheads and your old K-bikes, they've got the resources to help you keep those bikes running and on the road. So be sure to check out Boxer2Valve.com as well. If you can't get it from me, they'll be happy to get it for you.
And who's the guy hanging out behind you?
That is some dude that I've never met before. And he showed up and he stuck a camera in my face and he stuck a microphone on me and he said, "Hey, I want to interview you. I ride motorcycles and I think this stuff is really cool." And I said, "Yeah, okay, I guess."